The day after the elimination, guys, lots of Milan news. Of course, the hashtag pioliout has never been more on fire than right now. And so, yes, Pioli on fire, but for the wrong reasons for the hashtag pioliout, because he has failed almost every single objective this season. Let's be honest. The first objective was to pass the group stage of the Champions League. They failed miserably. They couldn't score against Newcastle, couldn't score against Borussia Dortmund in those two first games that they played actually pretty well, which at the end cost them a lot. The Coppa Italia was an objective. It wasn't the first objective. It wasn't the main objective, but the passing of Il Turno was. It didn't happen. They lose to Atalanta yesterday. They have a great first half, lots of ball possession. They had two occasions only, but all that ball possession, all that they created, they were dangerous only twice, once on the goal and one on that Musa shot. So you can't win games if you keep the ball but can't create anything, don't score any goals. You're not going to win the games. And that's what we saw yesterday against an Atalanta team that is hard to beat always for Milan. It's one of those bestie nere like Sassuolo, like everybody else. Yes, you'll win against them, but at any moment, they can win those games. And we saw it yesterday with Atalanta. Then we won't talk about the Scudetto, because the Scudetto, they're 9 points behind Inter, 7 points behind Juve. Mathematically, they're not out of the race for the Scudetto, but honestly, the way Milan is playing now and the way Inter and Juve are playing now, you will never be able to beat them to win the Scudetto. Like, it would take a complete 180 for Milan to start winning all their games and Juve and Inter to start losing all their games. Not happening, guys. And so the hashtag Pioli out, more than ever, he keeps getting support from management. I think it's more due to the fact that there's a lack of replacement for him right now. I know a lot of people are calling for Conte. Guys, I am not in favor of Conte at Milan. I got to be honest. Conte is a good coach, but Conte is a good coach if you give him the team that he wants. If you spend the money, if you get the big players. I don't think this is what Milan is going to try and do, especially just with Jerry Cardinale. We saw it in the last couple of seasons. It's about getting young players that can develop into something good. I am not sure Conte is the right coach for that. I truly believe that if they wanted to get a coach adapted for this Milan team, I think De Zerbi would be number one on the list. Would he be willing to leave Brighton at the end of the season? Probably not. He is doing very well over there, and I think he has a release clause. So unless you pay the release clause, I don't think he can go anywhere. Thiago Motta is another option. He's doing very well at Bologna, but between Bologna and Milan, guys, it's a big step. And so we'll see what happens. But I think the problem is, who could you replace Pioli with now mid-season? Abate, to me, is not the answer. A coach just to put in another coach is never the right answer. We saw it with Napoli, with Mazzarri. They are simply horrible, and I wouldn't want that for my Milan team. Calciomercato news, guys. Krunic is finally leaving. He's going to Fenerbahce. Guys, I would love to know what happened between Pioli and Krunic. Pioli and Krunic were basically, he was one of Pioli's faithfuls, right? Number one faithful. You would always put him on every single situation, and now you haven't seen him in months. So I would like to know what happened. I don't know if it's just because he was not happy with the contract he had or something happened between them. One thing's for sure, 5 million euros plus one of bonus to go to Fenerbahce, a 3 million euro a year contract for him. Popovic is no longer coming to Milan. There's been an issue with the commissions to the agents. Apparently there's new agents that weren't even involved in the Milan deal in the first place, but apparently they're there, and now he's being offered to Juve, Manchester City, and Bayern Munich. So we'll see where he ends up. Let me know what you think, guys. Not a great feeling after the Coppa Italia loss, but this is where we're at. So let me know what you think in the comments, like and subscribe.